Edina Doci. I'm Associate Professor at the School of Business and Economics, the Department of Management and Organization. And within that, I'm part of the research group Human Resource Management and Organizational Behavior. Recently, my attention turned to a more sociological view on psychological resources or psychological capital. So I'm a psychologist and a sociologist. In the past, I've been doing research on the psychology of leadership behavior, of constructive and positive leadership behaviors. But because I also have the sociologist in me, recently I zoomed out and my attention shifted towards understanding inequalities in organizations in terms of people's access to psychological capital or psychological resources. In organizations, usually we reward people who have high levels of psychological capital, so people who are confident, optimistic, have a hopeful attitude, who are resilient, and so on. However, in my research, I study what are people's chances of developing these positive characteristics or these positive psychological states. And the main idea is that depending on what social group you belong to, you will have better or worse chance to develop these positive psychological capacities. So the more dominant your social group is, the higher chances are that you will have a hopeful, optimistic, resilient, and confident attitude, because generally the social world will confirm you more and approve you more and give you more opportunities and more recognition. I would suggest to organizations to reconsider what kind of characteristics are they looking for when they are hiring people for high status positions, for leadership positions, when they are thinking about who is high potential in an organization, because usually we are looking for dominant people, we are looking for confident people. However, what organizations tend to do is that they conflate confidence with competence. And I would suggest not to do that and reconsider that there might be other signifiers of competence, and not believe that just because a person is dominant and confident, that means that they are really the most competent person for the job. My current research is very much linked to HRM, but also diversity and inclusion. I hope that my research will contribute to more equal and fair organizations and society. And I hope to do this through bringing attention to inequalities in organizations, but to a side of inequalities that is usually not really being researched, which is the psychology of inequalities, or inequalities in terms of people's psychological experiences in organizations. And there is very little research in this regard. There is very little research in the intersection of psychology and sociology in organizations, especially when it comes to inequalities. And I believe that this interdisciplinary perspective that I bring to the table can really profoundly contribute to understanding what drives and what maintains inequalities in organizations, and to understand how can we change our organizational processes and selection processes and recognition and reward processes to work towards more equal and fair organizations. So I feel home at the VU because the main values of this university perfectly aligns with my research interests on the one hand, and what I stand for in society on the other hand. So diversity is one of the driving values of the university, and that gives me support and opportunities to develop my research interests in a very positive and caring environment.